One of the biggest pain points I hear about when it comes to doing farm chores and farm tasks is sanitizing trays. I've been able to keep this process really quick, simple, and efficient, so stay tuned because I'm about to share with you how I'm able to do this even at a larger scale without any frustration. For the best microgreens content on the internet, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring the bell. That way you get notified when I come out with new microgreens videos on Tuesdays. When I first started my microgreens business, there really weren't that many trays to sanitize because I was operating at a small scale. It was the beginning, right? But then after about a year, I was going through a lot of trays each week and I had to figure out a good way of getting them sanitized between each use. Today, I'm doing well over 100 trays per week and I have no problem sanitizing them, so I'm happy to share with you right here in this video my process for doing so. Sanitizing trays is important. Because these microgreens crops are grown so dense and so close together, it creates an environment that's prone to mold growth and fungus that can actually ruin your whole crop. Additionally, you want to be keeping your farm equipment clean and sanitized, not only for the well-being of your crops, but for the safety of your customers as well. By sanitizing your trays and equipment frequently, you're taking proactive measures to reduce the risks of not only fungus and mold growth, but also potential harmful pathogens like E. coli and Salmonella that might have snuck into your farm. So I think this is always a good idea. With this being said, I do see some farmers just going a little bit overkill with the cleaning and sanitizing of their microgreens trays, and they're creating inefficient processes that don't necessarily work as you scale your business. Scrubbing, bringing them outside, hosing them down, these might not be necessary for keeping your farm safe and operational. What I do is really quite simple, but before I show you, comment below and let me know your process for sanitizing your trays. Let me know if it has not been a problem. Let me know if it's annoying you. I've heard of a lot of different processes and I want to hear yours as well. So what I do is I fill up a 2-liter pump spray bottle with 20 milliliters of a product called ZEROTOL. Both of these, by the way, are linked in the description below so you can see exactly what I'm using. And what this does is it creates a dilution of this ZEROTOL product, which is essentially a food grade and OMRI listed for certified organic farming, hydrogen peroxide. So once this solution is made up in your bottle, just be careful when doing this, by the way. The way ZEROTOL comes, it comes in a concentrated form, which is actually a really caustic chemical. So if you get this on your hands in its concentrated form, you're actually gonna get a chemical burn. So be sure to be very careful when you're using this stuff, wear gloves and all that good stuff. So after that's made, I have one of my super racks that's in here. I actually put red tape on it and that's become the designated dirty super rack. So after we dump the trays out into the big toter bins, it goes onto the dirty super rack because the toters actually come out of my farm to get dumped at a compost site. And because they get removed from my farm and that whole thing, I label them as unsanitary. So if the tray is touching that toter as we're dumping the tray out, there's potential for it to become contaminated and I don't want to risk anything. So I use these super racks for a lot of different things, including harvesting and moving trays around like out of germination under lights. So I want to keep those racks specifically clean. And then we have this one rack for the dirty ones where right after dumping into the toters, we're going to load it onto that dirty super rack. So when this dirty super rack gets a decent amount of trays stacked on it that are ready to be sanitized, I move that rack close to a clean super rack and I just take the trays off one by one and I spray them down with the spray bottle with the diluted ZEROTOL solution in there. And I spray down the top of the tray and the bottom of the tray. And this is actually not just one tray, but a tray set. So is this the best and most thorough way to sanitize your microgreens trays? No, but when you're running a business, you have to keep your systems and your processes efficient. So I found that by using this process, it's kept fungus and mold from being a problem and all the important parts of that tray are being sanitized. I think this is a process that's simple enough, yet thorough enough where it gets the job done and works for the farm and running a successful and profitable farm operation. So ideally, you would want to be scrubbing down your trays with probably a scrubber and maybe a little bit of detergent to clean the tray before sanitizing. But in my opinion, I just think it's a little overkill. We're farming, right? So if there's a little bit of soil stuck to that tray, it kind of just gets combined with the next use of that tray, and on goes the cycle of life. When I think about outdoor farming, that's way more potentially dangerous than indoor farming. There's a lot more variables outside, and it's not like we're going around, sanitizing the ground or anything like that. So again, I think this process is it's about finding a balance here. Now, if you were super concerned, maybe you could sanitize the top and the bottom like I do, and then once a month or twice a year or once a quarter, you do a really thorough scrubbing of the trays by themselves, top and bottom, and give them a nice thorough clean. That seems like a great idea and a great process to me. And then if I was going to improve my process even further than that and potentially improve the efficiency as well, what I would do is I think this is probably the best way to do it. I would be filling up a big sink, right, with diluted sanitizing solution, and I would be putting in a big stack of trays right in there. So not only are we getting a thorough soak of sanitization, but it's also going to be a little bit faster, right? Because you don't have to sit there spraying each tray, which, by the way, does not take up much time at all. It has not been hindering to my efficiency here in the farm. So not only are you getting that nice thorough soak, but a lot of those looser particles are probably going to kind of just fall off. And then you're getting the top and the bottom of the tray and hopefully going a little bit faster. So yeah, that's about it. I've showed you guys how I sanitize my trays. I've shown you how you can potentially improve that process without really killing yourself in the farm. And I think the overall consensus of this video is really to have proper processes in place that are a happy medium and a good balance between safety and sanitation and keeping your farm efficient and your systems efficient. So now you know how I sanitize my trays fast and simple, as well as a few different ways you can improve on this process. But my YouTube videos aren't the only place where I'm posting this valuable content. Definitely follow me over on Instagram, where you can see a whole bunch of other stuff that I post. And it also gives you the opportunity to DM me right on that platform. Watch the videos below to learn where to buy the best trays for microgreens, or watch the other video to learn all about the different seeds, supplies, and equipment that you need to run your business. If you like this video, hit that like button below, subscribe to my channel, and be sure to share this video with anybody you think it may help. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.